Welcome to This Explainer. Have you ever played entirely by the rules only to get completely steamrolled? We've all been there, right? Today, we're diving into the lion's logic and unpacking the illusion of fairness. We're going to break down exactly why this happens and, honestly, why our expectations of other people are often just fundamentally flawed.
So, why does doing the right thing sometimes feel so incredibly unrewarding? It's a completely relatable everyday frustration, isn't it? You bend over backwards to help a coworker, you're unfailingly polite to a stranger, or you give a friend the ultimate benefit of the doubt. Your intentions are absolutely pure. But instead of getting that same respect back, you're hit with total indifference, or no way, sometimes even hostility. It stings, it really does. It kind of feels like the very mechanics of the universe are just broken.
Okay, let's really dive into this. What we're focusing on today might seem like a simple, maybe slightly humorous internet meme you'd scroll right past, but actually, scratch that, it's a profound philosophical meditation disguised as plain text. It's a harsh, but absolutely necessary reality check about human behavior and exactly where we go wrong with our expectations.
Let's break this down piece by piece. The thought starts off like this: expecting people to be fair with you because you're fair to them. Now, stop right there. This perfectly captures our natural, super earnest assumption. From the time we're literally in kindergarten, we're taught the golden rule, right? Treat others how you want to be treated. We subconsciously start believing that human relationships function like a perfectly balanced transaction. You put a shiny coin of fairness in, you get a shiny coin of fairness out. Boom, simple.
But to understand where things go off the rails, we have to realize that fairness, well, it's purely a human construct. We subconsciously weaponize this concept. We treat being fair as a transactional currency, like it's a legally binding contract we expect the whole world to honor. But the harsh truth? The world never actually signed that contract. We're constantly holding other people to an invisible agreement they never even opted into.
And that brings us to the pivot, the hinge of the whole idea. Notice these four little words: is like expecting. This abruptly shifts the narrative away from our cozy, safe human logic. We're being set up for a massive disruption here. It's totally preparing to yank the rug out from under our deeply held beliefs about how karma or interpersonal justice is supposed to work.
A lion not to eat you because you don't eat lion. And there it is, the punchline. It's a brilliant, completely sudden shift from human morality to the cold, undeniable laws of an apex predator. When you say it out loud, it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Obviously, a lion doesn't care about your dietary restrictions. Yet, this is the exact same logic we apply to human beings every single day.
This brilliantly illustrates the disconnect. On one hand, we operate on human logic. Hey, I'm fair to you, so you're fair to me. It's sweet and earnest, but ultimately flawed when you apply it externally. On the other hand, the universe often throws lion logic right back at us. I don't eat you, you don't eat me. Contrasting the two really highlights the literal absurdity of trying to negotiate with a wild beast using your own personal moral code. You're taking your rules and projecting them onto a completely different entity.
So let's pause for a second and genuinely ask, does the lion actually care about your diet? Spoiler alert, for sure, no. The lion is not a vegetarian just because you are. A lion isn't going to pause mid-pounce, check your dietary credentials, realize you've never eaten feline meat, and decide to just give you a pass. No way! The lion simply does not share, understand, or care about your moral framework. It operates purely on its own instincts.
The absolutely crucial point here is the overarching metaphor. Because the lion in your life, well, it might be a toxic boss, a shockingly selfish friend, or even just some anonymous driver who cuts you off in traffic. Projecting your personal rules of fairness onto systems or people who are operating under entirely different, self-serving natures is just a recipe for getting eaten. You're essentially expecting them to play a game they don't even know they're a part of.
When we really distill the ultimate lesson down, we have to draw a hard line between what we control and what the lion does. On our side, we control our fairness to others, our personal diet, our own integrity. That's our domain. But the lion operates on its own nature. It eats exactly what it wants. You can only ever control your side of the equation. Trying to manage the lion's wild nature through your own good behavior is just a dangerous illusion.
So what does this all mean for us? Let's look at the key takeaways. First up, you control your fairness. That's your superpower and your character. Never let that go. Second, you absolutely cannot control reciprocity. We've got to let go of the idea that good deeds are some kind of magical currency that guarantees good treatment in return. And third, lions will be lions. People are going to act according to their nature, not yours. We literally have to free ourselves from the expectation of a perfectly fair transaction if we want to navigate this world with a clear head.
Let's take one more look at our core thought for today. Read it through again.
Expecting people to be fair with you because you're fair to them is like expecting a lion not to eat you because you don't eat lion. Notice how much heavier and more insightful this one single sentence feels right now? We've completely deconstructed its logic, and in doing so, we've uncovered profoundly helpful truth about how we navigate all our human relationships.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to chew on today. Where are you applying this lion logic in your own life? Seriously, where are you expecting someone to play by your rules of fairness while they're just out there acting on their own wild nature? Think about that the next time you feel unfairly treated. Keep being fair, but definitely stop expecting the lion to care. Thanks for hanging out for this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.